Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, whoever watching us on YouTube, Facts in Mbale City. Yes, my name is Bobex Fans. I'm here to discuss some issues with one of our guests, all the way from United States of America, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we are here to discuss about a lot of things, Mbale issues, America. Shall just pick up some few things.
A Katogo.
Yes, Katogo. So, Madam Liz, I'm
Yes.
happy to see you.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this.
Yes, this is Facts in Mbale, and we are here to discuss about Mbale. When you talk about facts in Mbale, which means we need those facts that Mbale should know.
Okay.
Yep. So introduce yourself.
Okay, Tali.
Yeah.
So my name is Elizabeth Ingram. I am from America, United States, from the great state of Texas.
Yep.
But I'm very blessed and happy to say I have lived in Mbale now for almost 6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
That's great.
So
That's great.
Mbale to me is my home now. So thank you.
So in those 6 years, I hope you have studied a lot of information about Mbale. So you're going to give me perfect information.
Oh, perfect, of course. I can give you what I have experienced.
So I just want you to tell me more about yourself, as in how you grew up.
Okay.
Some little brief information about yourself.
So I grew up in America, in Texas. My mother is from England. My dad is from North Carolina. But I grew up in Texas. On a ranch. We actually had a lot of land. We had cows, horses, chickens.
You also rear cows there?
Yes. Not everyone, but there are some people.
Which type of cows?
We had red heifers.
Red heifers.
Herefords, I think. I don't remember. It was
Have you ever
many
seen
years
one
ago.
in Uganda?
Not the kind we had, no.
Oh.
Here, it's somehow different.
Yeah?
Our neighbors had longhorn cattle, which are very similar to your Ankole, and even the Watusi, like that breed. But something about Africa was just very special, especially East Africa. From the time I was a child, like before I could read, if I saw a book about Africa, I wanted to pick it up. I wanted to.
So how did you come to have a passion of in Africa here?
I can only say God put it in my heart.
Okay.
So God put it in my heart that I loved Africa, and I've been praying for the people here. I know that there's something special about this place.
Okay.
And it's funny because growing up in America on TV, Africa is portrayed as very dry, very sad, only poverty. It's just bad, what. And so most people in America growing up, we think that Africa is like this scary, bad, sad place.
Yes.
But then I had seen so many pictures and so many books, and I knew there was something more that I wanted to experience, I wanted to see. And you know this place. It's tropical, it's lush, it's blessed.
Maybe our own people, they are the ones who display this information to you people, to show the bad side of Africa.
I think it is
they leave
part
out
of it.
the positive side of Africa.
Maybe, because then there's more foreign aid and funding can come in. So I always tell people that from my experience of East Africa, it's a paradox.
Yeah.
It contradicts itself because you see beauty, but then you also see filth.
Yes.
You see blessings, but you also see curses. You see life, you see death. You see good, you see bad. You see rich, you see poor.
Yes.
At the same time. Like you can go down the street and you see a beautiful house, and just right next to it, someone is living in a shanty. But I also say that, the enemy is a thief. And a thief does not go where there is no value. The thief comes to steal where he sees there is value. So for every time there's a trial and a hardship in East Africa, you see that there is value here. There are riches, there are resources, there are so many good and beautiful things here.
Yeah.
So when I first
in
got
Africa,
to come,
how many countries have you ever visited?
I've only really traveled all over Uganda. I've visited some few different places across Kenya. And that's it.
So
in
all Africa, you came to Uganda in particular.
Yes.
And you have stayed for 6 years.
Yes.
How comes that in the whole Africa, you selected Uganda as your best place?
Uganda is a strategic place. It's a very good place. It's strategic. You have the source of the Nile. You give the lifeblood to the continent.
Yes.
It's the heart. You know, they say that
heart of Africa, or
it's
the pearl
the heart,
of Africa.
it's the pearl. But you know what Obote said about Mbale? He said Mbale is the gem of Uganda.
Is there?
Yes. So if Uganda is the pearl of all of Africa, and Mbale is like the gem, or maybe he said the jewel of Uganda. So that means this is the best of the best.
Wow, that's good.
So of course I want to stay here.
So living about that, so in Mbale, when you call it a jewel of Uganda, what makes it so Mbale that so special to Uganda?
Mount Wanalay. You have to. I'm pointing right here because from where we're seated, Mount Wanalay is just there, and it has these waterfalls. It has rivers. You have.
Have you ever reached to
Mountain
Elgon?
I've not reached to Elgon. I'm planning to do that for my birthday. So in another month's time, I'm going to reach the peak of Elgon. Yeah, I'm coming.
You love such adventures.
Oh, I do.
But our homeland people, I don't know why. Even me right now, I've never reached there to the peak.
Oh, you have to go. You have to go.
I just hear about the information, but I fear to go there because of the climate and so yeah. So living about that, your first experience when you arrived in Uganda, as in at the airport there, who brought you? Who gave you the connections in Uganda?
So
do you have any connections or?
At the time, I'm still somewhat newly married to my husband. I have a past. I have a whole testimony, but that's not for today.
Yeah.
So we were just married in 2015. But before I married that man, he had been coming to Uganda every year, doing different mission projects, different works. And so in 2014, I came with a team. And I definitely remember the first time I stepped off the plane in Entebbe. You feel like the heat, even in the evening, it's somehow different.
The heat,
the smell. Everyone will tell you there's a smell, like this earthy. When you pick up the soil, you can just smell this earthy richness. It's very hard to describe when you've not experienced something different. But for everyone who comes from Europe, from America, when you come here, you say, wow, the first thing you smell is just like this earthy richness.
Wow.
And then you walk outside the airport and you can smell these different flowers in the evening, and you hear the birds. Lake Victoria is there. I'm telling you, for those of you watching, you live in Uganda, it's a blessed place.
Actually,
you just have to see it.
Smell that scent of earthy water.
Well, you know, when you're cooking food, you don't smell it because you're there the whole time it's been cooking, yeah? But you walk outside, and then you come back in the house, and then you smell it, right?
Yeah.
So for you, when you're born here, you don't smell something different, so you don't recognize it. But when you've been away and you come back, it's something's there.
So after Entebbe, then Mbale.
Yeah. We did some work in Tororo. Tororo, forgive me if you're from Tororo. Tororo is okay. We did some work over near Jinja side. Jinja's okay. But we came to Mbale, and this place is special.
So special.
So special.
Wow, Mbale city to the world.
It is, yeah.
So, that magic, So, what makes you busy in here in Mbale?
Whatever God opens the door for, whatever God puts on my heart, that's what I step into next. So some people, they're very dedicated to one project every day. But for me, I like to have life as an adventure. So every day is different.
Okay.
This morning I was with my friend Bex. She has a place in Namatala called Loved Children's Home. Many of their children have special needs and different capabilities. And so she was hosting a big party for all of the staff and the parents and the children. So I went there this morning to volunteer and help with some things.
Okay.
God has actually given me a heart for the government here. Because, you know, when people talk about the government, sometimes people say some heavy, harsh things. We use the words like corruption.
Do they talk about us there?
I'm sorry, but negative? Yes, even, yeah. Because again, it's what you see. It's what you see publicized. That's what gets people's attention, is when you put the tear gas, you put these pictures. That's what gets people's attention. So that's what people promote. But that's not the only thing we have. We have good police officers. We have very good officials. So I want to encourage those things and stand alongside for that.
So why do we Africans have that perspective that whoever white comes here in Africa, either comes for donations or charity work, or they see a white as a rich person, whoever surrounding a white person, he or she, they expect a lot of money from that person. Why is it that you think like that?
I don't know.
Do you also think like that?
Let me ask you these questions. Why do these Africans think like this? Even today, my home is just a few compounds away, so I was footing to come here. And I had 3 people. Muzungu, what do you have for me? Oh, what can you give me? And I just have to be very friendly and say, I'm your neighbor. Don't ask me these things, please. I'm sorry. I think it's meant in some ways, it's good, it's honoring, it's positive. Because for many years, foreigners have come to do humanitarian work, and they do come to bring good things, and they do come to help with all of this. But I think many East Africans don't understand that when we leave our home in America, when we leave our home in Europe, we are leaving our job. For many of us, you know, from my family, we cannot earn money in this country. So the only way I can live in this country is because I have sponsors who sponsor me to live here. So if I need something new, I have to ask my sponsors in America, can you help me so I can continue to live here, so I can continue to work alongside the Ugandans? Yeah?
That's nice.
But people don't know that. So you can never respect something you do not understand or something you do not know. Yeah? So... But I don't think people mean it poorly.
It's okay. You can. We shall sort out.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we Africans have that problem of begging. So how do you feel as a person?
So for me, it's
for all those 6 years you have stayed in Mbale. I know that's a challenge to you. Everyone will see you say, some money.
So I have some white friends, Muzungu friends, and they really refuse to go to the market because too many people ask them, give me. But for me, this is my home. I want to be free, so I have to move around and be free. And I just tell people, hey, I'm sorry, but I live here also. I can't give you something today. I'm sorry.
So how do you relate Mbale as a city to America, some states in America? Where do you put us?
So like if New York City is here with big buildings, thousands of people, Mbale is not there. But let me also say we have small towns in America too. So like I come from a very small town called Crane, Texas.
Crane, Texas. Yeah.
Just like Mbale, we only have 1 traffic light. We only have 1 traffic light. We just have some few shops. We have some few main roads. It's just some houses. So you would almost say I live in a village back in Texas. But still, somehow, it's just different. So Mbale it's a mature, it's like a young person that is now mature. It's not a baby, but it's not a mzee. It's somehow...
How have you seen it from the past few years that you have been here?
It's changed quickly.
You once told me that Mbale should have those old houses. It makes them to look very great.
Yes.
How do you see the things in? For us, we see these old things and we say like, no, it's not good to be there. And for you, are like, I like those old things.
There's something about you're showing respect and you're preserving the heritage. You're preserving the culture. You're saving something that has stood there for a very long time. But when you can like paint it and make it look smart again, it brings like some richness. There's things in Jinja now. It brings richness. I'm telling you, some of these old buildings, like if you look in New York City or you look in London, England, you find the oldest building. The oldest building will have as much value as the newest building.
Maybe your buildings there, they use good cement, good material things, building materials.
Yeah.
But compared to Uganda here, Africa, our building materials, I think they lack some. So if it overstays, it might hurt someone. Or some people.
Some of those buildings, I understand. If it's a structural integrity, I understand some of those you have to tear down and build something new. But sometimes you can go back, you can fix the foundation, you can strengthen the supports, you can re-plaster things, you can make things look smart again, but you can also strengthen it. I know in Jinja, they're trying to preserve the historic buildings, because that's what, you know, Mbale has a history, a very rich history from like the Indians that were here and the Asians that were here. And you see that in the architecture. You see that in the styles of the buildings. You can see that in the stamps that they put at the top. You can see it in how their beams are put up. So it's just very interesting that when you see it, it brings that history alive. It's not just something you hear about from so long ago, but it's still standing and it still has something to say about where we are now.
Okay. So in all places in Mbale, why do whites like to gather themselves, Indians gather themselves in the different places? Like now we have senior quarters, Indian quarters,
half
London. Why do such things happen?
So I know for me and many of my friends, we like the trees. We like the greenery. We like to have plants, flowers. We say flora, fauna, the butterflies, the birds. Again, Mbale it's like almost so tropical. You have all of these beautiful plants. You have beautiful birds. When you're in town, people cut down the trees. They just want the timber. But for us, we like to have the shade. We like to have the coolness. We like to have the beauty.
So why in all places, senior quarters?
It has the trees.
In Samaga we have Namakwekwe, we have Bugema, Nauyo.
I don't feel the same when I go on those sides. I visited those sides. They're beautiful. They're somehow different. The atmosphere is somehow different. On this side, we don't just throw our rubbish everywhere. There's no rubbish on our streets. If we see, sometimes even me and my daughter, we go and we pick rubbish outside of our home because we want our home to be nice. We want it to look smart, to be clean. The neighbors know one another. I don't know. We like to have the green and the flowers.
Okay. You've talked about cleaning, what? I see in these projects of keep Mbale town clean. So talk about that.
I think sometimes how I see it here, people wait for the government to do something. They say, oh, the government needs to come do this. The city should come do this. Those people should come do this.
Because they pay taxes.
Because they pay taxes, yes. But also, as a person, I have to take responsibility for my home. I have to take responsibility for my city. I'm saying this is my city because I'm living here, even for this season. I can't just throw my rubbish. I can't just go and make a mess. You know, I have to keep things clean. I have to be responsible. And sometimes that means I need to go and help my neighbors do something to improve the community. So the cleaning and Mbale campaigns, I think it's an initiative to help people take some ownership. How do you say City Yafe?
Yeah, City Yafe.
City Yafe. We want to take some ownership of having pride in a beautiful city.
So how will you make it able that Mbale people should understand this cleaning Mbale town projects? Because it has happened all along, way back there in 90s and 80s there, and we have failed to maintain this thing. How can we make our people understand this thing of keeping Mbale town clean?
I think it again just goes back to the ownership, that even if you are renting a home, it is still your home. While you are there, it is your home. So many times people are renting a home, but they don't want to paint it. They don't want to invest because they don't feel like it is theirs.
Because of most of the people, the houses they live in, they are not theirs.
Yes.
For some people, some landlords.
Yes.
But if landlords fails to do so, what should we do now?
But that's what I'm saying. If the landlord fails, you are the person living there. It is your home. For me, I have to, and this is where it's
not in Africa.
Not in Africa, but it has to be in the heart. It's a changing of the mind. It's a changing of the mind. When you see that it cannot always be someone else's problem. If I am sitting in the problem, it is my problem. What can I do to fix my problem? I can't wait for someone else to fix my problem. I know there are challenges. I know there are challenges.
Very challenging.
Yeah.
So, still going on, Facts in Mbale. Keep on subscribing. We are here at Mbale Resort, and we are discussing about Mbale with our guest, Liz INGRAM.
Yes.
Is it the right way of pronouncing it?
Yes, very well.
Yes. We're still going ahead. You have studied about our culture, Bamasaba. By the way, do you know Lugisu?
Mulembe. That's about it. I know some few things in Luganda.
Luganda mostly.
Some few things in Swahili.
So the person who taught you Luganda, not Lugisu.
Yeah.
Who taught you Luganda?
It was Pastor Jackson Baraza. Yeah.
He was a Muganda?
Yes.
Okay. You need to get a Gishu pastor also.
Yes, to teach you. I know.
So talk about our culture. How do you see our culture?
I think the first thing that is different for an American when we come here, as an American, I show you respect by respecting your time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to take your time. So as an American, we don't even greet. We just say, hi, I have a quick question. Where is the restaurant? We are very direct. We are very quick to speak. We are very to the point because we don't want to take your time. This is how an American will show you respect.
Over time.
We are over time. Yes. But for you, it's the opposite. You show respect by giving time.
Okay.
Yeah? So for you, you give your time. That is how you show respect. As an American, we do not want to take your time. That is how we show respect. So it's not one culture is right, the other culture is wrong. It's just the cultures are so different.
Yeah.
And I think many Ugandans are not aware of this cultural difference. And so they think Americans are fast and they're rude.
Rush greeting, they say, that guy has no respect.
Yes, his bad manners. Yeah. Yes. And then for Americans, when Americans come to Uganda, no, Americans think Ugandans are so slow. Oh. Why are they rude? Why are they taking my time? It's because we don't understand this cultural difference, and it's a big thing. It's not right and wrong. It's just different. Yeah. So I think that's huge.
About greeting, we have our cultures like circumcision, kadodi. Have you ever heard about that?
Yes, I've heard of all of those ones.
Participated in any of that? Never.
No, for me. I have some personal convictions of I don't think that it is honoring to God. So I respect the culture in many ways. I love everything here so many ways. But there are some things I don't feel it brings a blessing. I don't think that God would bring blessings in certain situations because of how people handle themselves, what people are participating in. Some of those things. So yeah, with respect, I can't take part in those.
I think you have observed and watched and
I'm familiar with
the mistakes we do. Bamasaba,
differences.
Yeah. So what don'ts and do's that you like about Mbale City?
Now that I understand the culture of time, I like that you are very relational. As you said, for Muzungu, too many of us were just time. But here, you want to sit, you want to greet. How's home? How's the family?
We ask even the animals.
Even the animals, yes, So
that's our culture.
Relaxed. It's so relaxed. I like that it's relaxed. It's somehow easygoing. I feel here you have freedom in some ways that we don't have in America. Even though they say America is the land of the free, but somehow here
you have a lot of freedom.
You have freedom in many ways. Yeah.
Yet people say we don't have freedom.
Yes.
How comes that you are saying that we have freedom?
You can. I think it's again the relaxed lifestyle. In some ways you have more freedom, but in some ways you have less freedom. Again, it's that paradox. You see the high and you see the low, and you see the high and you see the low. Yeah. So it's just in different aspects of life.
Okay. For the 6 years you have been here, I think you have stayed here and you have seen our political scandals, blah blah. How do they affect you as a person?
it hurts my heart sometimes because I sometimes see that people are doing things for themselves and not for the good of the country or not for the good of the people within their area. There was one time I was trying to go to BAM and there was rioting just outside, and because there was some fighting over some silly things, the police threw a tear gas. And so it was me and my children, and so there's tear gas, like right here, there's tear gas, it's coming now. So we had to walk inside. We went into BAM, and they were trying to tell us, oh no, madam, you come to the back, you come to the back. I said, no, I'm okay. I have peace, it's okay. And
so you were moving freely?
I still move freely.
You're brave.
It's just having peace. What you feed will grow. Whatever you feed will grow. And so if you want to feed the drama, you want to feed the fear, you want to feed the political hatred, those things will grow. But if you can feed the peace, if you can just walk in peace.
But for us, when they see him walking in peace, the police or in something, or right, those people striking or rioting, they come and punish you or beat you somewhere.
They can try to disturb you, some of them.
But for you, you just move freely like that. Maybe for us, we see you as a special person, people around.
The police will still disturb me sometimes. Not all of them, not always, but sometimes the police will try to disturb. Yeah, and I just, if I know I have done nothing wrong, I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to just maintain my peace and go on with what I am doing.
I like that. I like that. I like that spirit. Now, leaving along that political scandals, what. I just want to take a little part of entertainment. I know you don't like such things of entertainment, or you don't enjoy such, but I know most of the whites enjoy entertainment.
Yeah.
But here in Mbale or Bugisu Masabaland, we have our entertainment journeys that we and I know for all those 6 years you have stayed here, at least you have heard these musicians of ours somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you just mention just a few musicians that you know, so that others should also learn how to work hard?
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with Romeo Odong. I know him and his wife.
Yeah.
They're from Gulu, so they're from North Side. But he has that song, Pililili. Is it Yulang? So those guys are amazing. I know Big Ben.
Sukuma.
Yes, you say the name much better than I say.
Yeah.
So that guy, so you have to forgive me because I don't speak the language. I don't always listen to the radio because so much of it goes past me. So I don't listen so much. But I know the man from one of the campaigns we did. I don't remember if it was for a police day or a cleaning day, but he was around.
Yeah, Big Ben was around. I remember.
So I just have to say for Big Ben, from what I've seen, he seems like a good guy. I think he has a heart for the community, to see the community doing well.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to bring the community down.
Yeah.
So and
there's also Big Ben.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And who is another one that I had met? Loomis. You help me with the name. Yeah.
All those are rappers. And
yes.
Americans, you like hip hop stuff.
Yeah, we like hip hop. Okay, so for me, years ago, I used to go to concerts every weekend. I was a party girl. Okay, I used to be a party girl. I was at a concert every weekend, sometimes 2 or 3. But then my lifestyle changed, so I don't drink so much now. Okay, I'm not out partying so much now. I'm not listening to music and dancing these days. I'm married. I have 3 children. I'm doing different projects and all these things. But from what I've seen, like Loomis and Big Ben, Romeo, I know many of the guys here. There was others, and I don't know your names. If you're seeing this, you forgive me because I've sat at tables with some of you. I know I've sat with you.
Yeah,
I'm just not remembering names.
Yeah.
But we were saying that, like in hip hop, sometimes the messages are pulling people down, and the messages are encouraging people to do things that are not investing into your life. But the guys I was talking to, they were wanting to do positive messages, and death and life are in the power of the tongue. So what you are singing over people and what these youths are singing about themselves, you have a platform to either lift them up or to pull them down. So people are either investing in themselves or you're like kicking them in the ankles and you're making them come down lower. So I just want to thank you for doing a positive message, some of you.
So what should these other musicians do so that they make what you have said? We should encourage some of them to work hard in the other way around. Give them some advice.
I'm trying to think. I guess, you know, for me, I'm a Christian. So for me, I have to say, you ask God, ask Holy Spirit. He will give you wisdom. He will lead you. He will guide you. Wherever you see a problem, that's also a place where you can find the solution. Not everyone sees the problems, but for those who see the problem, there's a good chance you can find the solution. So look for that in your community. Write about those things. People connect with songs that they can experience themselves. But when you provide an answer or when you provide hope and you provide like a way up and out, I think that people are really drawn to that as well.
Okay, I think you have heard, whoever is watching this channel, Facts in Mbale City. Before we end up the show, we close up the show, give us some advice as Facts in Mbale City so that to round up the show.
Some facts, okay.
Facts in Mbale City. What advice can you give us to add in our channel?
All right. I think, let me just say, if you are in Mbale City, God has you here for this time, for this season, for a reason, because things are happening in this place. From when I first came 6 years ago, I've seen it change so much, and it's only changing for the better. I love the fact that, you know, Bugisu Cooperative, it's here. And it's because of that place that Uganda was able to gain its independence. Because they had the financial stability, they had the power and the backing that they could prove that Uganda could gain its independence. So I think it's pretty cool that Mbale is like the seat of the place for the country to be what it is. I don't know. I can talk about some cool things that you have here that you don't have other places. If you just go walking up any of these roads, like walking through Moni, walking through Mutoto, you have beautiful roads, you have great hiking trails, you have like footpaths and bridges and waterfalls. So this is just a beautiful place to go get out and enjoy this place that you live, because people in other countries, they dream about visiting this place. But because you're always here, you don't smell the soup. You have to get out and see what is here.
You should also come there,
good.
And you also smell the soup.
Yes, you go and smell that soup also.
But for us, when some people go there, they don't want to come back. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. When I go back, I want to come here again.
That's great. So your future plans and future plans.
Future
for
plans.
Mbale.
I want to see it beautiful again, because I know it's coming. I know it's going to be the most beautiful city in Uganda again, even more beautiful than it used to be. And so that to me is exciting, that I know that is coming. But that's only if the people of Mbale want it. Only if the people can change their minds. You know, even the small rubbish, when you just throw it on the ground, when you take it off, put it in your pocket. And then put it in the rubbish bin. It's these small things that we have to be aware of, because it makes a difference over time.
Okay, mwanyalama abibabo ne befubanga mu bona Facts in Mbale City kwelira ko mu luzungu abahamanya luzungu munakusonywa munalutegera mbola munafuna ba translators bababolere shina tsitsa mu moni ne hali eno anachinisire no muteni wefo kwa mu America atide ko kuboya bira ibiri mu Mbale. Bira ibiri mu Mbale bikalima abinero kube bamenya mu Mbale kwa kubimanya nga biri mota nali senga Bobex n'ababolere n'abalerere babandu kwa mebula fo bakubolereho bira ibiri mu Mbale. Entertainment wise bana mwenya ba comedian voice mwine hubanga mwirenge kalenge kabutu that abandu ba mu spreading a gospel yomulayi towards our Mbale City. Bira labindi kwakanikire ho nenga alihuta huonzika program yefe banangire Bobex funds tweleni Liz Ingram. I think you have heard what I said.
I caught most of that. I did. Oh, the light.
It's okay. I have heard most of them.
Yeah, I caught.
That's great. So say bye to our viewers as we close.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Like, subscribe, share, and come visit Mbale if you've never been to this place. You should come.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.